Hello there, my friend. This is Fred DeFalco. You are the hero of this channel. Welcome to the Kindergarten of Clarity, this YouTube channel. And this is the only channel on YouTube that's going to be 100% all about you and your needs. You are the hero of this channel. And I want to speak directly to you. You're not here by chance. You're not random. You're important, essential, and significant to what I call Twisdom. And that is time and wisdom at work, in the world, and in your personal life. You and your story matters. It is a living, breathing organism that contributes to peace or conflict, love or fear on this planet and throughout the entire world with every thought you have, every action you take, or every action you refuse to take. Now, don't hang up. Don't say, well, this is not for me, because if you just felt that and thought that, this is for you more than you realize. This exact moment in history is your moment to have the personal power to always experience peace versus conflict, love versus fear, personally and societally, regardless of what is happening externally in your life or on the planet. And this message, this channel, and my promise to you is clarity for life. And the root of world conflict is self-conflict. Now, if you have zero conflict with self, I don't want you to hang up. I want you to stick with me, because I want you to contact me afterwards, because I need you as my mentor. I need you as my personal coach, because if you are without self conflict, I need you. And then you hang up now, maybe. Until we solve the war within ourselves, we will keep manifesting war without. And I mean it. I'm only speaking to you, you only. You're important. You're significant. The one of kind value you carry among 8+ billion other people on this planet. You're not here by chance, not by mistake. You're essential to this moment in time, to the unfolding of wisdom, time and wisdom that only you will be able to interpret, fulfill, and enjoy. Nobody else can do that for you. No one else is going to do it for you. Your story isn't just a timeline. It should become a messenger to your secret heart. I'm going to talk a lot about a secret heart and how to tap it. Your message goes out into the world every single day, and it's sending a message: peace or conflict, love or fear. Whether you realize it or not, you are shaping the emotional and spiritual atmosphere of your personal world and this entire planet. Yes, we are that important. King David in the Psalms said, what are we, oh God, that you even could think of us? And he said, He's made us just a little lower than the angels. And right now, this exact moment in history, your inner voice is speaking with a personal invitation. Find or reclaim your true essence, and the answer that question we all ask: why am I here? What's my story all about? What's my life all about? Folks, if it's just to be born and work real hard and accomplish and acquire things, and then to sit in an old age home right before you die and then exit, this is really a sad trick on all of us. I want you to step into your personal power, live a purposeful, fulfilling life, to live in peace versus conflict, to claim and embrace your inner love versus inner fear, no matter what's happening around you, personally or globally. This message, this channel, and my promise to you is clarity for your life. You know, collectively, our only hope for daily inner peace, personal power, and world peace is really dependent on you. I'm dependent on you. The world is dependent on you. And there's just one decision I want you to make in your life. If you stuck it out this far, please stick it out with me the rest of the way, with this one decision in your life. And that is, I want you to become consumed with one word only, a word of personal and societal transformation. And that word is unacceptable. If you can just get that word, clarity will come into your life. And you know, I don't know about you, but clarity is such a rarity for me. It is so necessary. A lack of clarity in 2025 is unacceptable. You need clarity to feel and know your worth, who you truly are, and how important you are to the world and world peace. The 920 Society is all about clarity in life. It's all about personal peace and world peace by 2035. Clarity in life. We got to have clarity in our life. What's it for? Why am I here? Love. We got to have clarity in love. What is it? Why is it so great sometimes? It's so bad other times. What is the sex part of love? What is the friendship part of love? What is love? I need real clarity and how to really understand the power of that four-letter word. And then the clarity in family. There's so much confusion and conflict in family life today. In 2025, it shouldn't be. Career and business. I deal in the real estate industry I've dealt there 49 years, and what a lack of clarity. What a confusing industry. What an industry all built on sales versus service. God in society, we need clarity. What role is God playing in society, in my life, everyone else's life, society? Is there a God? Why is there so much conflict over God, our human birthright? I truly believe our human birthright is health, happiness, wisdom, and wealth, and true prosperity. This is not about anything about prosperity, this and prosperity that. This is all about true health, happiness, wisdom, and wealth, and true prosperity. I know people that cannot get out of a wheelchair, and they are the healthiest individuals I ever have met. So, this is what our birthright is. Every single one of these. It is unacceptable that in 2025 we still build nuclear weapons to destroy people we haven't even met, or we build them just in case we need them. Oh, it's crazy. In 2025, a nation threatens another in the name of power and pride. 2025 leaders still send sons and daughters to die for what? For what? In 2025, someone is in love today but hates the other person in a few short years. I just saw the article the other day how people are abandoning marriage. In 2025, we still get abandoned, or we abandon or sacrifice our offspring, spouses, family ties, our elderly, peace of mind. For what? For what? It's unacceptable. The 920 society exists. To name it as such, this is a place where your personal healing becomes global healing. Your self-awareness becomes world awareness. Your soul transformation will become humanity's liberation. And I promise you that. The real war is not fought with weapons, it's fought with clarity, presence, and peaceful power. That's what this kindergarten of clarity is all about. And there's a reason I call it a kindergarten. Kindergarten because of my education. I'm going to share that with you. You're the hero. All I want you to do is hear. All I want you to do is embrace. All I want you to do is rise. All I want you to do is to learn to overcome. Overcome. You are a victor, not a victim. Every soul cries out when life becomes unacceptable. That cry, though, is your hero's heartbeat. That is crying to awaken that inner heart. The world doesn't need more spectators. It needs activators, awakeners, healers, builders. This isn't mythology. This is soulology. This is you-ology. And it's surely not theology, except for the theology of one, which is you. Core message, all about a covenant. It's all about a promise. There's been a promise made to you as your birthright. This movement isn't built on hype, hustle, religion, theology, psychology, or modern spirituality. It's built on one solemn promise from me to you to help you finally discover you, the true you and the only you. I'm making you that promise, but then I want to tell you about the covenant to help you see how your story and your twisdom, your time and wisdom is playing out in your life right now and what to do with all your stories because they're there for a reason. They're there for a bigger purpose than you've ever imagined. It's built on exposing and exclaiming from the highest mountains a hidden 920 code within you of peace and goodwill for all. And it begins with you, my friend, within the one story that over half the world claims allegiance to, a 4,100-year-old promise. But here's the truth about that 4,100-year-old promise. Most don't understand what it truly means. Not in 2025. They don't. They try to interpret it from 4,100 years ago or 1,000 years ago, and they try to interpret it in the future. No, it's for today. It's for right now, not for themselves and not for the future of humanity. They don't understand what it really means. It's so clear what it means. Covenant isn't just a religious word or word that you find in religious texts or sacred texts. It's not a contract. It's not a nice promise. It's a soul level agreement that we are not left alone, a divine arrangement set in motion by the creator of life itself. Now, you might not subscribe to that, and that's okay, but I'll tell you, whether you believe it or not, whether you're Christian, Muslim, Jewish, agnostic, or spiritual but not religious, you're living under the global ripple effect of this covenant. And it's either, listen to this, blessing your life with true inner peace, and that's only a minority for sure. Myself, I was one included. I was a minority. I never really experienced that till a few years ago. Running your life or ruining your life. Yes, that one promise. All the wars that start, not all, majority of the wars start is based on one covenant that was supposedly have been made by our creator. You'll never have true clarity in and for your personal life. Listen, I don't care if you're still with me and you don't subscribe to any type of identity with God and creator, or you think it's source or whatever you think it is fine. But I promise you, you're never going to have clarity in your personal life, love, family, career, business, and not about God or society until you are fully committed to Twisdom. And that is time and wisdom, which is history, the world's history, and your own history. It doesn't bother me what people believe or don't believe. What I'm always interested in, what got them to that point or what they believe, and seek understanding what this one covenant was all about, what it did and did not do for you and all humanity. If you just read it from pure history, even if you think it might just be a fable, and it sounds like one, it all began in 2091 BC with a crazy, and I say crazy because we're all crazy, my friends. We're all crazy. It was a crazy barren couple. They couldn't have children, Sarah and Abraham. And she said, "Go sleep with my maid." A story so outrageous it sounds like a myth. Yet over 4.3 billion people on earth today subscribe to this covenant. They hang their faith, identity, politics, ideologies, and nations on it. It's called the Abrahamic Covenant. And I'll tell you, you'll never ever enjoy your own personal family to the point that you can without understanding what this Abrahamic Covenant did to the world, did for the world, did against the world, what us humans have done with it. You have to really study the Abrahamic Covenant. That's what the Jews, Christians, and Muslims all derive their ideologies from, their worldviews from. That one covenant. It's unbelievable. The problem, only 1% of the 50%, 4 billion some, who claim it truly understand what they're following and why they're following it. They've just followed a lot of times what they've been told, like I did for 35 years. And the concept of wisdom, what role timing and wisdom played in the crazy couple's life or their own craziness in your life story, like my craziness. And every time I say they, I'm talking about me, the other 50% of the world, totally disconnected and for good reason. I sometimes want to protect my atheist friends from my Christian friends. They've been repelled by religious wars, hypocrisy, genocide, cultural arrogance, culture arrogance. You're not in my tribe. I don't accept you. Culture arrogance and centuries of division. All done in the name of one covenant. This one covenant. How could there be so much confusion with the beautiful covenant? The 920 Society Clarity Call. I was raised and programmed with evangelical Christianity. from the time I was 18, and I followed that belief system blindly for 35 years, and I was good at it. I was a theologian, friend, a self-taught theologian. It saved my life, physical life, compared to all the others I grew up, including two brothers. One died after 28 years in prison on a life sentence, and another suicide after a life of prison sentences, drugs, alcohol. It ruined it, but it ruined my life in so many other ways. It kept me from my own soul. I gained plenty of systematic theology, but I lost my soul. I preach it, I believe it, I defended it. As soon as I questioned it, I became known as a heretic. But now, after decades of searching, successes, failures, tragedies, triumph, and commitment to seeing versus knowing anything, I see with clarity. I want you to study Joan of Arc if you're not familiar with that history. The Catholic Church burned her at the stake, burned her, it publicly burned her, and people was clapping. And yet, 500 years later, they name her as the saint of the church. Do you see what our mind can do to us sometimes? Do you see that? And that's not just a Joan of Arc story. There's tons of those stories. It's not just the Catholics, it's the Christians, it's the Muslims, it's the Jews. We're all guilty of it. You read all these stories, you've got to study history. If God's covenant with mankind, it's God's covenant with mankind. Practical is a practical peace and goodwill for all. And how does this apply to your business? It applies to it all the way. If you don't have peace in your business, it's going to suffer. If you don't have peace in your family, it's going to suffer. If you don't have peace in a relationship, it suffers. Peace and goodwill for all, health, happiness, wisdom, and wealth, when promises of the 41-year-old covenant are properly understood. I want to show you how it applies to every aspect of your life. It isn't about who's right versus who's wrong, what's right versus what's wrong. It's about something deeper, something I've only come to see after decades of seeking 100% wisdom from above. That was a prayer I started in 1998 when I started questioning my own beliefs. And then I was told, you can't be talking about that stuff around here. And it seems that seeking only led me to nothing but what seemed like disaster. But all the time, my secret heart knew deep down inside the truth of life was at work. I mean, deaths of children, deaths of marriage, death of, multi-million-dollar estates, all kinds of things. It seemed like disaster, but the whole time, my inner heart, I listened to it. And I said, I know it's okay. I know it's good. I know it's good. And just like Abraham and Sarah's insanity, my insanity really was ruling. Life is only about love, not doctrine, not debate, not endless searching or intellectual gymnastics. Definitely not the insanity we've wrapped around our own lives, our tribes, our beliefs, our politics, our circumstances, and the role God plays or does not play in our life and the other 8 billion others. Just as blood runs through our veins, love runs through the entire design of life and the entire earth. The whole of creation is pulsing with love, and we've made it complicated. It's not about knowing more. It's about finally remembering what we've always known and stopped trusting that God's love for humanity is the only thing that was ever real. Nothing real can be threatened and nothing unreal exists. What does he replace and replenish the earth with? I mean, why? I threw this in here for a little chuckle. Think about it. 90 years from now, most likely the majority of all of that are walking the earth right now will be gone, right? Just heard of the oldest living lady, 117 years old, just died. But about every 90, you can almost guarantee anybody you see or experience are not going to be here. What's that all about, right? It was never about power, control, tribal dominance. It was always about personhood versus personality, not knowledge of good and evil from that tree that we wanted to eat of, not knowledge of good and evil, but being still and resting wisely in the garden of life provided for us all to enjoy. Peace and goodwill for all, and eternal awakening, not external authority. That's why I'm here. That's what this movement is about, to replace all insanity with clarity, clarity about life, success, and the true meaning of the soul, which is which is our mind, our will, our emotions, and the salvation of it all. You will notice that all the Abrahamic religions, you'll take Moses, he was dealing with the current day and age. You take the Abrahamic Covenant, it was right there for that age, but it was for the future. You take Jesus, he was dealing with people in that time. He was dealing with their minds and the way they thought. He was dealing with their wills. He was dealing with their emotions. He was dealing with their souls. That's what he dealt with, their souls and the salvation of it all. To reclaim the true meaning of the covenant that shaped the world, a covenant pointing to this moment and to you, my friend, when every soul would finally feel and know its worth. Know its worth. This is what it's all about. That every soul know its worth. We sing a Christian hymn. It's called "Oh Holy Night," and about the night, this is where the soul finally felt its worth by remembering from where and from whom they came, from love. They know their Creator. Go look at the other soul stop. I talked about this out of some of the sacred writings about no one should teach another person to know God, for they shall all know me. And they know themselves. This is the key. They know themselves. We think we know what God's up to, but we don't even know ourselves. So how can we know what God's up to as one in will? His will is our will is his will, and that is love. Co-creators of covenants of only love. The truth about your secret heart. Folks, you have a secret heart that most likely you haven't tapped yet because of being held back. Clarity is a rarity because most people don't even realize they're living a life that's self-made, parent-made, circumstance-made, belief system-made, whether they're striving for more or just surviving with very little. Everyone wants to do well, to be better, to serve others, to feel fulfilled. But deep down, something is missing or broken. And whether someone claims the covenant or despises it, it's all the same. That ache is still the same, that they stay in their head all day. They carry silent sadness, emptiness, or confusion in their chest. They smile at work, run businesses, serve at schools, churches, temples, mosques, and they then scroll at night, but still something feels off. I'm not here to impress your mind. I'm not here to do that. No, I'm not here to change your mind either, but only to challenge it, and most of all, to encourage it. And what is this all about? This is about the power of you, this beautiful mind of yours. 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. I'm not going to go into, because of time, about the heart chart, because I talk about this kindergarten heart chart, and how it can change you and change humanity. But I am here to reach your heart, not just your mind, not your beliefs, not your performance or your persona. I'm here to reach your heart, my friend. 101% of it. You know what's really going on, especially the part you've hidden, and that is your secret heart. Because it took me too many years to rescue my own, and now I want to expedite yours. Folks, it's unacceptable. I just had a my third great grandchild, a great granddaughter born on Monday, 7 days ago. It's unacceptable. She's being born in 2025 with nuclear weapons still being manufactured. It's unacceptable that President Xi is talking about invading Taiwan. I said in my other soul stop, I said, I'm going to start getting bold. The 920 Society, hopefully 9.2 million followers, 9.2 million people that I can encourage to think bigger, that if we all had the same mindset, we can influence these people. That there's more to you than what you do or don't do, more than what you've done or failed to do, more than what you currently believe, see, or feel. I'm here for the secret heart you carry and for the heart for humanity buried beneath layers of protection, guilt, and programming. This is very interesting. Stick with me here. The one that still cries for release, the one that every sacred text and wisdom book in the world has pointed to, the heart that holds the keys to life, love, and freedom, to solve the universal ills of our inner dialogue. That inner dialogue that says, this is not how real life is supposed to feel, is it? Life and success keep showing up differently than what I expected to feel inside. I want to feel something more from whatever. I want to experience life and love differently than I've been programmed to believe. And these things always what, why, how, who, when. And the secret heart buried but still breathing and fully alive. Inside every person is a secret heart, not religious, not rebellious, just real, unique as your physical thumbprint and DNA. It's a part of you that wants to love without fear, wants to be seen without judgment, wants to give help and live fully, but feels blocked, exhausted, buried sometimes. 95% of people ignore this part of themselves every day. They're drowning in responsibilities, disappointment, belief systems that box them in. And all the while, their secret heart is starving for more. It cries for clarity, consciousness, consistency, peace, and aching for true meaning for their life and life itself. The strange contradiction, my friend. I've asked thousands of people the same questions over the years from all walks of life. If you won a $50 million lottery, what's the first thing you do? Do you know most of them? I'm talking about people on death row. I'm talking about my 9-year-old granddaughter I asked one day. I'm talking about people that are executives at the highest level of success, the highest ladders of the corporate ladders, and all kinds of people I'd help, I'd give. It says I'd help people, I'd give, I do good in the world. Most of them bring up something philanthropy. It's amazing. And yet, that same person feels powerless in their own life. They can't sleep a lot. They worry. They live in the past or future. They can't forgive themselves or others. They are successful but not satisfied. They have been let down by love and life. They are beautiful but burdened and don't know why. They're frustrated with their family. They doubt themselves and circumstances every day. They carry a private grief no one sees. They have secret thoughts that even scare them. They want to heal humanity, but they haven't healed their own heart because they don't know where to find it or don't know how. That's what I want to do with the 920 societies. Collectively, we go out and help ourselves heal first, and then we heal humanity. This is your moment. No more hiding, no more pretending, no more living disconnected from your own truth. It's time to reclaim your heart, to wipe the tears no one knew you even cried, to hear your secret heart again, my friend, to remember why you're here and why you must leave soon. This is so important. You know, I don't care if you're 20, you're going to be leaving soon. Your life is not random, your pain is not pointless, and your heart is not too far gone. All my 20, 25, 35-year-olds, ask anyone who's 65, 70, 75, 80, you know, how fast life went. They'll tell you it's like a blink of the eye. It was. It's just throughout all the sacred writings, too. This is your return to the real you, my friend. The one word, unacceptable, that's it. No more. That's the word that will change everything for you. Personal transformation, global transformation. It starts with you saying this is no longer acceptable. A Socrates mentality. Think. I work with a lot of women who've been involved in abusive situations. I work with a lot of women that stick it out for 5 years, 10 years, 25 years. A woman one time, when she took her coat off, I saw the scars on her arm. A man she had been with for 30 years would take a cigar and burn her arms, and she was still with him. Back to basics. Yes, Encouragement Enterprises, Inc., the 920 Society, and this YouTube channel is a true kindergarten of clarity that will transform the world with one kindergarten chart called the Heart Chart, a place to learn what matters, life, soul, purpose, peace, power. Unqualified, maybe. I'm definitely unqualified, maybe. Unfiltered, absolutely. I have no formal education beyond the 8th grade. From 8 to 11 to 16, I spent most of my time locked in juvenile jails, but today I carry 71 years of supply of what you've been searching for your entire life, and that is peace of mind, peace of heart, inner peace, power. No, not found in classrooms, credentials, or corporate ladders, but in something far rare. The human art of the secret heart. The human art of the secret heart. The kind no institution, no level of success, and surely not the four magic P's can teach you, because I've had them all, my friend. I've had them all. And I had them in big quantities: power, pleasure, position, or possessions. They won't give it to you. All of them fall short without the one thing that makes them meaningful: personal power and peace, born from clarity of who you truly are and why you're here, why you must one day depart, and how you understand and how to understand your own mind and your own heart. And that is all about Twisdomology, about time and wisdom, truth and wisdom, your story, how it's in sync with life, how you haven't made, the sin is dead, sin is gone, sin has been destroyed, death has been destroyed, everything's been destroyed, and time and wisdom is working on your behalf. Your experiences are working on your behalf. They really are. Like Sarah and Abraham, what they did was crazy. It was nuts what they did. And then they send off that poor maid that he had a baby with out into the woods to fend for herself. Who does that? The last soul stop, I talked about King David, who committed Bathsheba, adultery with a woman called Bathsheba, that sent her husband into the front battle to be destroyed. And then after that, he was called a man after God's own heart. What's this all about? It's not about psychology. It's not about theology. You can't explain it with any of this, but you can explain it with your secret heart. It gets to the root of why we suffer or think we lack anything at all, and how we can finally be free and claim our birthright of health, happiness, wisdom, and wealth. And that misunderstood covenant, spoken 2091 BC, still claimed by over 4.3 billion people, but it's been misunderstood, misinterpreted, misrepresented, and definitely monetized beyond belief. It was never meant to be externally managed. The truth of the covenant's always been about internal fulfillment, peace and goodwill for all, ruling your kingdom within, on earth as it is in heaven. It doesn't require priests, rabbis, pastors, religious authority. Some of my what others would call unbelieving friends have done more for humanity, have been more at personal peace, and are more godly than many of people that I would call Christian, and much more than myself ever. It requires you, your soul, your alignment with God, understand your alignment with the truth, that you are with him and that you are one. The great tragedy, because of this distortion, billions are robbed of their birthright, love, truth, peace, freedom, and most of all, their own intrinsic value. Folks, the hero in your secret heart, honor your soul's call, the whisper deep inside. It's not random, it's real, it's divine. Embrace the unacceptable. Make it a part of your story. The moment you feel something's off in your life, in the world, that's your hero's heart speaking. And when you stop tolerating what your soul knows is wrong, change begins. Rise with responsibility. The world doesn't need more noise, doesn't need more belief systems. It needs presence, your power, and people willing to live in truth. I'm willing to live in truth with you. I'm willing to go to the shores of Taiwan if China talks about invading them. And I, by myself, I may not have any effect, but I'll tell you what, if I had a few thousand, but can you imagine a few 100,000 to go with? That's where I'm going with the 920 Society. Activate the hidden code, that 920 secret, that 920 hidden code. That's your soul intelligence, the divine clarity, creativity, and calling you were born with and for, the part of you that can't be programmed by fear and can't be silenced by the world's confusion. Every sacred tradition speaks of this inner voice. Truth and wisdom are in the inner parts, the Hebrew scriptures, closer than your jugular vein, the Quran. The kingdom of God is within you, Jesus. Wow, if we could just pull all these together, 4 point some billion people, all in unity, can you imagine? Mission statement of the Encouragement Enterprises is just a dry personal transformation. First of all, it's all about committed to creating, building, supporting individuals and organizations. I have one for corporations that I won't take time to share with you right now. I have one for legal profession that needs so much transformation, for the lending institutions, for troubled women, women who murder the children. I've I just believe that when something comes in your life, you need to do something about it. I want your help. I want you to come and join the 920 Society Encouragement Enterprises International. I am getting so close to launching, 100% and turning business over to others and 100% to bring about this clarity. Relationship mastery. Oh, you got to have relationship mastery and a global understanding of that 41-year-old Abrahamic Covenant, followed today by 4.2 billion people. I'm dedicated to challenging, not change. We are dedicated to challenging, not changing minds through the Socratic principle of examining life so it retains its true value. Many of you realize the quote, Socrates quoted, it cost him his life, by the way. He taught young people of his day the unexamined life is not worth living. And he taught people to examine and question, and he got murdered for it. At the heart of our mission is one single word, unacceptable. When confusion, conflict, or fear are deemed unacceptable in the heart of a leader, we guide the change. We exist to bring clarity instead of confusion, peace instead of conflict, love instead of fear, and to empower thought leaders, influencers, decision makers, and reformers to rise with purpose, lead with peace, and help co-create a global awakening, fulfilling the original promise of peace and goodwill for all by 2035. I would really appreciate you joining the Nine Toe Society. I'm only want you to donate $1 a month. Of course, if you want to be more generous, absolutely, but at least join and $1 a month, and then commit to 1 hour a month. 1 hour a month of just that Socratic feeling of going, anything in my life unacceptable, anything in the world unacceptable. And I want you to think just for an hour a month. That's 2 minutes a day, right? 2 minutes a day. Just think about the world. Think about, what am I here for? What am I going to do? I want you to, when you watch the globe, we can't see it on my screen back here. Yes, you can. You can't see it on my screen. Here it is. I just want you to take your hands and just as you're thinking, 2 minutes a day, just think of the world, think of the entire world, and let's bring about this peace and goodwill, my friend. I'm so glad you stopped by. If you listen to this, please comment. Please join the channel. Please go to defalco.us/ $1 a month is all I want you to do, just so I know that you're truly thinking about Twisdomology, that you are going to become a Twisdomologist. And all that means, you don't have to give up anything. I don't want you to stop practicing whatever you're practicing, but Twisdomology, that I'm going to commit the time and wisdom of my life. I want to understand my story. I want to understand my time on earth, and I want to understand all of history. I'm so glad that you're here. Thanks for stopping by. I'm hoping to see you comment in the channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.